Chapter 14. Overview. 1. Which of the following is a purely voluntary method of dispute resolution? A. Litigation. B. Arbitration. C. Mediation. D. Negotiation. Answer: D. Negotiation, because no forcing. Confusing. 40. Which of the following is not an advantage of negotiation? A. The parties control the process. B. It is less costly than mediation, arbitration, or litigation. C. It ensures final resolution of the dispute. D. No party is forced to live with a result which it did not agree to. Correct answer: C. It ensures final resolution of the dispute. If the parties are unable to reach agreement, the dispute will not be resolved. 2. In litigation, what happens if a defendant fails to participate in the process? A. The case is dismissed. B. Judgment is awarded against the non-participant. C. The case moves to arbitration. D. The court orders mediation. Answer: B. Judgment is awarded against the non-participant. 3. When is arbitration voluntary? A. During the resolution of a dispute. B. Only after a dispute arises. C. During the contract negotiation phase. D. Arbitration is never voluntary. Answer: C. During the contract negotiation phase. Because in that phase any party can refuse to accept the inclusion of an arbitration. 4. What is the key difference between arbitration and mediation? A. Mediation is binding, while arbitration is not. B. Arbitration is binding, while mediation is not. C. Arbitration involves a judge, while mediation does not. D. Mediation is always court-ordered, while arbitration is not. Answer: B. Arbitration is binding, while mediation is not. Because in mediation party can still refuse to settle the dispute. 5. What happens if a plaintiff in litigation chooses not to pursue a claim? A. The case is dismissed with judgment against the plaintiff. B. The defendantiare is still required to appear in court. C. The plaintiff simply does not recover anything. D. The case moves to mediation. Answer: C. The plaintiff simply does not recover anything. 6. If a contract does not contain an arbitration clause, can the parties still opt for arbitration? A. No. Arbitration requires a pre-existing clause. B. Yes. Arbitration is always an option if parties agree. C. Only if the court mandates it. D. Only if mediation fails first. Answer: B. Yes. Arbitration is always an option if parties agree. 7. Which dispute resolution method is mandatory for a defendant in litigation? A. Negotiation. B. Mediation. C. Arbitration. D. Litigation. Answer: D. Litigation. 55. The parties want a private adjudicator whose decision is binding and faster than court. Which process best fits? A. Mediation. B. Negotiation. C. Arbitration. D. Small claims. C. Arbitration. Why? Explanation. Arbitration involves a private adjudicator, the arbitrator, who hears the case and issues a binding decision. It is typically faster, more efficient, and more confidential than court proceedings. This matches all elements in the question. Private plus binding plus faster than court. Why not the others? A. Mediation facilitated discussion. The mediator does not impose a binding decision. B. Negotiation informal discussion between parties. No third-party decision maker. D. Small claims still part of the court system, not private. This is a classic ADR, alternative dispute resolution, question. When you see binding plus private decision maker, think arbitration immediately. 56. An owner and consultant want help settling a dispute but want to retain control over the outcome. Which process is most suitable? A. Litigation. B. Mediation. C. Appeal. D. Summary trial. The correct answer is B. Mediation. Explanation. Mediation involves a neutral third party, mediator, who helps facilitate discussion, but does not impose a decision. The parties retain full control over the outcome, which is exactly what the question emphasizes. Any agreement reached is voluntary and mutually accepted. Why not the others? A. Litigation. A judge makes the decision. Parties lose control. C. Appeal. A higher court reviews a prior decision. Still no control over outcome. D. Summary trial. A simplified court process. Decision is still imposed by a judge. Key NPPE takeaway. Control over outcome mediation. Binding third-party decision arbitration. 57. An engineer is asked to testify as an expert witness. What is the expert's primary duty? A. To the retaining client only. B. To assist the court impartially. C. To maximize the client's recovery. D. To avoid contrary opinions. A&S. B. To assist the court impartially. 58. A dispute involves highly technical delay analysis and multiple parties. The process chosen should balance speed, cost, and expertise. Which chapter theme is engaged? A. Dispute resolution method selection. B. Criminal charge